And it's important that you understand how menus work, because you're going to be spending some time here to connect the back end of your website to what the general public can see. So there are two ways to do that. Now, I briefly showed you a method on the back end. So let's go back here. The first way to do that is you go to System. From Systems, you go over to Site Template Styles, and then you can click on the Allura, and then you go to Template Options. From here, I'm going to move this over. You can go over to the menu, and this is going to show you all the different menus that you have on there, and you can be able to click to edit. And then from here, you can choose where it says menu item type. So this is just asking you what type of menu do you want this to be. Joomla gives you the flexibility to create different types of menu. Now in this course, I'm not going to go over all the details with all of these here, because I want to keep things simple for you. But I want to show you just the key parts of what you need to know to be able to get your site up and going. So where it says menu item type, you click on select. When you click on select, it is going to show you all the different things that you can be able to connect to the back end. In other words, as you're working on the back end of your website, if you want people to see something on the front end, this is where the general public goes to view your website, then you can connect all the information from the back end to the front end. Now keep in mind that only you as the admin or the site owner have access to this content. So you decide what you want people to be able to see, and that's where menus come in handy. So EasyStore has an accordion menu here that if you want to connect any part of EasyStore to the front end of the website, this is where you're going to do that. So if you want to connect the products and you select products here, you can choose the category that you want to connect to. So these are all the different categories that have already been created on the back end of EasyStore. Now you can add more categories, and I showed you that before, or you can just simply connect to any one of these. So the same thing goes not just for EasyStore, but if there's any part of your website that you want to connect to the front end, then this is how you're going to do it. So if you have contacts, for example, and you want to give people the ability to contact you, then you can use this contact list here or any other parts. Now, when you come to the bottom here, if you want to make a particular page the default page of your website, this is where you can go to click on default page. If you select default page, whatever page that you choose, that is going to be the primary home page of your website. The default page is just pretty much your home page. You can also choose when you can start to publish a particular item or a menu, and you can choose when to finish. So if you're having, let's say, a sale and you want to give people access to a specific part of your website for a period of time, this is where that comes in, and you can do that through the menu system here. So you can choose the start date and the end date. So what's going to happen is that at the start, whatever start date you choose, they're going to be able to see that menu. So for example, if you have the tops, right, all the products and the tops that you have in a special on that you wanted to show for a period of time, you can select that, and then you can choose that you want this to start and finish on a particular date. It's almost like having like a flash sale. So if you have like a flash sale, even though EasyStore gives you the abilities to use coupons to be able to have a sale, but the menu also gives you the ability, if you want to be able to show items for a period of time. Then the next part that you have the access. Now the access, you have several levels of access. You have the public or the guest. This is where anyone that doesn't have an account on your website, they can access this part. When you go to registered only for those that have an account on your site. Maybe they've purchased something or they've created an account. Now, if you allow people to create an account on your site for free, they can create a registered account, or if you only want them to have access to your site once they've made a payment, then they can do that. Now, special and user, these are a little more for the site owners. So that gives them access to do anything on the site. So you wouldn't want to give people access to these two, okay? Only those that you trust, because once they have access to these, then they can be able to, edit your site from the back end. They can log in, they can make changes, which is something that you don't want. So the menu system plays an intricate part of your website, because this is where you direct people's attention. Now, if you go over to page titles, then you can have enable page titles. This set to yes. You can put in a page subtitle, the H1, H2. And if you wanted to add a background image, you can do that. Let's see what this looks like on the front end. So let's go to categories here. Matter of fact, let's go to tops. So when you go to tops, you notice that you have this background image, okay? And you can set this so you see the menu. You can upload an image there. So if you didn't want to use this particular image, any other image that you want, you would just have to upload it through this. And the same thing goes too for any other category item. So let's go back here. So let's take the jewelry, for example. You click on the collection, and then you have this. Now, if you want to change this again through the menu system, let's X this out, and let's go to the jewelry. So you click to edit. And then when you go to the page title and you scroll down, you see that you have this same image. Now, you'd have to design this, of course, or have the image from somewhere that you have to just upload it. But if you want to change it, this is where you go to change it. Or if you also just want to remove it, you can also remove it and just use a generic background color. For this part, you can also do that as well. So part of what I'm doing with this is I want you to be able to do this. So I'm going to show you where you need to go, what you need to do. It is up to you to make whatever changes that's needed. So let's X that out. So that's how you can be able to add menus on the back end. If you want to add a new menu, you click to add new. And then we're going to call this EasyStore Special. So I'm going to call this Special. And then I can come back here and I can choose what items that I want to connect to. So I go to EasyStore. I can go over to, if it's a single product that I want to connect this particular menu to. So let's choose single product. And then once I've selected it, it's going to ask me select a product. Then I can go to the store, and if I wanted to highlight a specific product, then I can just choose, I'm going to choose this one there. Now, where do I want this particular new menu to show? If you look on this right hand, you see main menu. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of details about creating additional types of menu, but I want to show you that based on what's already been created, since this is a quick start template that has everything already built in, you can connect this new EasyStore Special to the main menu. You don't want to change that. And I was going to ask you the sub menu. So if you want this to be part of another sub menu here, you can do that. So for example, let's go on the front end. If I wanted to have EasyStore to be part of, let's say, underneath categories, well, I can connect it to the categories. And to do so, I'm going to come right here where it says parent menu. And let's go to categories. I can click on categories. And then, of course, the status is publish. I don't want to choose when this start and when this finish. I'm going to leave it as that. And I also don't want to choose registered or guest or any one of these. I want to keep this as public. The reason why I'm keeping it as public, because I want everyone to have access to this information. And then for the page title, I can just leave it as blank. And if I wanted to, I can select an image, or let's say I didn't want to select an image. I just wanted the background color instead. So I'm just going to choose, this color for now. Okay. So I'll have that. Those are the key things for now that you need to worry about. And then I want to click on save. So I've clicked on save, and now when I go over to the categories menu and I hover over, you notice that I see this EasyStore drop down menu. Let me go to the front end and I'm going to refresh this. Now when you go to the front end of your website and you go over to the categories, now you see EasyStore Special. I'm going to click on that. And you're able to see here that this is the particular item that I connected this to. So if I wanted to showcase a specific item, that's a great way to be able to do that. Now let's go back here. Now I'm going to show you the other method, which is through the Joomla backend. So I'm going to click to X this out. So this is going to take us now back to the admin part of the site. Now the second way for you to add a menu item is from the back end. You go to menus and you can choose the main menu. Now before I get to that, I'm going to click where it says all menu items. The menu items section, this is where you can build as many different types of menus as you want. It gives you the flexibility. If you have a store that has, let's say, 20 different categories, it has 50 different categories, 100 different categories. You can build a menu system to add all of those items there. So let's go now to the main menu. From the main menu, if I wanted to, let's say, add a new item, right? I can go over to where it says new. When I click on new, I'm going to call this product special. Now the same thing as we did before, you go to where it says menu item type. I'm going to click on this and I'm going to go to EasyStore, and I'm just going to go to products. And then from here, I can choose if I want to specify any specific product. So for this one, I'm going to select just the man. Okay, for the man, I can choose that. And the same thing as before, again, I'm going to leave this as public. I don't want to restrict this to anyone. I want everyone to come on the website and to get access to it. Now, when it's asking for the parent, I'm going to go over to where it says categories. I'm going to choose the categories again as the parent. Or you can choose any other menu. It doesn't matter. And then that's pretty much the core thing. Okay, so now I'm going to click on, you can click save or save and close, or click this drop down. You can click save and new. So for this one, I'm going to click on save and close. Now we're going to take a look on the front end and see what we've got. So I'm going to refresh this. Now when you go over to the drop down menu here, you see EasyStore Special and then you see Product Special. So let's click on this. Now when you click on Product Special, it's going to highlight only the products from this specific category. You know, so I've chosen that I want all the stuff from the men. So now it's going to show everything that's on the men. And that's the beautiful things too about the menus, is that menus gives you so much flexibility. Now I can go into advanced techniques in terms of the menus, but I'm going to keep this simple. So that's what you do if you want to be able to do any additional menus. You don't have to put it as a sub menu, as a drop down menu. You can have this as its own specific menu. So let's do that. So let's say that I decided to change my mind and I didn't want the EasyStore or any one of these to be a sub menu. So I can click on Product Special, the one I created. And then instead of having the parent item, I can just click on this X or just click this drop down, and I can see where it says no parent. I select no parent, and I'm going to click on save. When I click on save and go on the front end, I'm going to have to refresh this or reload it. Now you get this error message. The reason you get this error message is because this page is no longer connected to the category. So if you get something like that, don't panic. There's an easy way to fix it. So you click on the home, and it's going to take you to the home. Now you have this, and the reason why it looks like this, right, is because the space that this product special is taking is too much and it can't fit on this menu. Now there are several ways that you can change this. You can either just shorten this. So if you shorten this instead of being product special because it's too long and it's affecting this whole section here. So to do that, let's go back, and I'm just going to put in special. Let's see if that make any changes. So now special, and I'm going to refresh this. So now, since I changed the word from product special to special, it's able to fit in this section. Now that's important because there are times when I see people have their website and they have long menu names, and it kind of distort that top part there. Okay, so put the menu, the core, always put your core menus at the very top, and then any other menus that's not as vital or that you don't want to highlight, you can create, drop downs for it. It keeps your site looking clean and simple, and it makes it a lot easier for people to find what they're looking for. So, and then let's go back here. You want to click on, you can click on say on close. So that goes through all how to manage your menus, and I wanted to keep it simple. Now finally, you notice here where it says default. So if I wanted to change the default page, so for example, when you go to the home, this is what's the home page right now. If I wanted to change another page to be the default, all that I would have to do is just to come, let's go to this. So if I click on the store, and I want to make this store the default page, this is the page that people see when they come on the website instead of the first one. What I can do now is go to the back end under the menus management, as I'm showing you here. You just click on set this as home. Now when I click on this logo here, this is going to be the new home page. So before, this one here was the home page. But since I decided to make a change, when I click on this allure, it's going to change the home page to this. Let me go back to this one. It's the main one. And also, when you notice you have this item that's saying to check in, you see this lock here. You can just click on it and it's going to unlock it. Sometimes the reason you get the lock is if you have multiple people working on the site and they don't save and close before they leave a specific page, this can have the lock, and this can make it harder for other people that's editing the site to be able to get access to that. So all you got to do is just click on the lock, and it's just going to check in. So that takes care of managing, customizing and tweaking your menus.